Hello guys, this is Dan. Welcome to the channel. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. I greatly appreciate it. This is the monthly reading for the sign of Cancer for August. So if you have a sun, moon, or rising, or heavily placed planets in the sign of Cancer, you may want to watch this. It could be an indication of what sort of an August you will be having. This reading is broad spectrum, so take what you need and leave the rest. If things apply, great, utilize it. If it doesn't, that's okay. It doesn't mean anything's broken or wrong. Please share this video out, share it with other Cancerians, watch it on behalf of Cancerians, share it in your groups, let people know about the channel. Any sort of support would be greatly appreciated. Hit the thumbs up button, leave questions, comments, whatever you feel inclined. I would greatly appreciate that. And subscribe to the channel over on YouTube. I would greatly appreciate that. So let's get into the reading. This first card is the signifier card. This is sort of the, the mantra for the Cancers this month, what they need to focus on or nurture, where their attention needs to be. This should be like sort of our theme song or our quote. Thinking about this through this month, let's see where Cancer's at. Cancer is, I am perceptive. My intuition is powerful. When I am unsure, my intuition is sure. I strengthen my intuition by trusting it and responding to its impulses. I am perceptive. I really like this, actually. It's card number 30, which would boil down to a 3. That would be the mind-body-spirit connection, too, similar to the Pisces reading that I just did. But it's about trusting one's perceptions or one's intuitions over, maybe other ways of processing information, like maybe other than our ego or our intelligence. We allow that perception or that perceptiveness to inform our other aspects of how we gain our knowledge, right? Through our intelligence or through our physical information, through what we see, right? But what we perceive is something different than what we actually physically see going on. Trusting those perceptions and then allowing those things to inform, maybe our body, our mind, our emotions, our feelings, our intelligence, all of that sort of stuff will bring about that number 3 balance that I feel like. But we're going to let our intuition lead this month, Cancer, and we're going to trust it. We want to trust it. We want to allow our perceptions, our the more subtle voices that we have within ourselves take the lead this month and inform the other aspects of the self, right? Maybe we've been denying our intuition leading up to this month, and now it's time for intuition or perception to sort of step forward and go like, okay, I got this one. You guys rest a minute and let me inform you of what's going on. And you might find that you have a little bit of superpowers there this month. So that'll be cool. So let's see what's going on in the cards for my Cancerians. So this first card, sorry about all the snoring. The dogs are just knocked out this morning. So this first card is where you guys are centered at for the month of August. You'll go in and out of this card throughout the month, but it also gives indication into what you could potentially be creating for the future. So let's see what that is. This is the 6 of Swords. I love it. Swords is the element of the mind or thoughts. The 6 would always indicate moving to like calmer waters, moving away from situations that are maybe not necessarily working for us, situations where we feel challenged or where we have felt challenged, maybe have even needed to fight or stand our ground for certain things. What I like about this, even though this is the element of air, I like that this sort of keys into this I am perceptive, because I feel like when the I am perceptive card is talking about trusting our intuition, this to me feels like putting our thoughts on a holiday, right? This 6 of Swords. Like August is a month for Cancer to go, okay, Swords, it's time to go rest in the back. Go lay on the beach. Go do whatever you need to do. I'm going to let my more spidey senses or my intuition be the guide here. Doesn't necessarily mean that I can't use my discernment or my mental abilities or my mental capacity. If we are using it, we're using it in a very balanced, fair, even compassionate way, because this card, if there were to be a super compassionate Swords card, it would be the 6 of Swords, because the 6 of Swords indicates like a not a withdrawal, but sort of, for the benefit of everybody involved, I'm no longer going to kind of fight. All of these swords are in the boat, kind of face down, pointing down, not a threat to anyone, not a threat to ourselves, right? They're self-contained. And so our thoughts are working for us, but it's like our perception or our intuition is leading us this month. And I like this. There's this sense of calm. There's this seeking of calm. There's this seeking of brighter opportunities, better options, more peaceful surroundings. That is the focus for Cancers this month. And I think that that's going to be really good. And I think you guys certainly deserve it, being the sort of caring souls that you are, right? So the next card is the Foundation. This card tells me a bit about sort of what was going on in the past that everything's built upon today, right? From this card, we need to be aware of the fact that it can be the memory of this card that is sort of holding everything in place, or sometimes even driving things into the future. So we need to think about it from that perspective. Wow, I will take this. This is my favorite card in the deck. This is the Star card. This is Major Arcana associated with the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is also an air sign, right? And we see that air energy in the center in the Six of Swords. So what's going on here, like the instant connections that come up in my mind, is that somewhere a sense of peace, calm, trust within ourselves, within who we are, within how we perceive things took place. That's the power of the star. What I love is that as that being your foundation, that Aquarian energy, which is sort of more collective oriented, more thinking of the greater good of all, assimilating ourselves into that greater collective, and really just being okay with being who we are, understanding we can shine as brightly as the next, but we don't need to outshine anybody. We don't need to prove ourselves to anybody. There's not a lot of ego to me in the star, which I love that. That also like sort of is the impetus for what brings us to that Six of Swords in the center, which is this idea to retract our thoughts, not necessarily give them up or not listen to them, but not necessarily use them to harm ourselves or others this month, right? We can understand that from this basis of the star, that there is this peace, there's this calm, there's this opportunity to create a quiet beauty that I feel like would really be nurturing to Cancer, that would really be sort of what you guys maybe seek. Probably something that's very internal to you, right? That you guys could connect to or feel at a very deep and profound level that actually feels quite healing and good for you, right? So I like this. I feel like there's this healing maybe of the mind that's going on for my Cancers this month that allows not only do you heal your thoughts in your mind and maintain or cultivate this sense of quiet confidence, self-assuredness, peace, all of that, but it's also allowing you to kind of pick and choose your thoughts, pick and choose your battles, pick and choose where you want to be pulled in. Like, it's not even about being pulled in this month. It's about, do I want to engage with this? Is this where I'm at today? Does this feel right to me? Do my perceptions, does my intuition indicate that this is a situation I even need to be involved in? Right? And it doesn't mean, I'm not saying that from the perspective of like that situations around you are bad or wrong. It's just more like, I almost feel like our time is too valuable. Our thoughts are too valuable. Our well-being is too valuable. And there's an emphasis on that is quite beautiful and nurturing that I like. It almost feels like Cancer shift their nurturing from others onto themselves. So go for it, Cancer. Do it. All right. So let's look at the Soul card or the Spirit card. This is the card that's above you. So this is the Two of Pentacles. This is all about balance. It's interesting when we see a Pentacles card in the spirit space. Scorpio had one too this morning. They had the Nine of Pentacles. To me, the two can indicate a little bit of shifting, changing, but maintaining that balance, maintaining that sort of maybe the status quo or the peace. When I see this in your spirit space, to me, it almost feels like the spirit is telling you, because Pentacles would be about our material world, it feels like the spirit is telling you, like when I look at the card, what I hear whispered in sort of in my ear is it's spirit saying to Cancer, okay, we can make this work, right? We don't have to engage in things or situations or whatever it was that maybe in the past was no longer giving to us or appreciating us. To me, this is about this focus on maintaining that balance that we see in the Two of Pentacles in our material world, but spirit reminding us that that's what we need to do. And in doing so, we might need to be in this state of this focus of peace, this focus of withdrawal, this focus of no longer sort of like, it's almost like the Six of Swords to me is like consciously choosing, being reminded by the Two of Pentacles from our spirit to be able to maintain that balance in our life. We may have to consciously choose to step away from something, and that something could be anything from, like, a troublesome coworker or an angry boss, or it could be our own negative thought patterns around ourselves, our own self-critical thoughts. I feel like we are actually working our way away from that in a very productive and beautiful way this month. And the Two of Pentacles is just the reminder that we can do this. We can adapt, move, parlay. I don't know. These are the just different words that are coming up in my mind. Ourselves in such a way that, and again, we're talking about perception. If we're listening to our spirit, right, and that energy, whatever, and that would be the two relationship and the Two of Pentacles, whatever we do and whatever attention we do give to that, it sort of affects our physical experience. That's why the Pentacles are up there in the spirit space. Does that make sense? And so be receptive to those, to that guidance for yourself this month, because it will actually create change, and that change will ultimately benefit you, if that makes sense. Now, the next two cards are the outside influences. These cards indicate sort of people, events, sometimes things more vague like belief systems or energies that could be having an effect on us during the month of August. All right, so we've got Leo energy right out of the gate. So this is the Sun, always a positive and affirming card, major arcana. So this is big positive events. This should be things that energize us, inspire us, give us life, excite us. This could be new beginnings, especially with that Six of Swords in the center, meaning like if we're moving away from something that was no longer serving us, something new could be dawning, a new day could be dawning, something new could be coming to us, something that's exhilarating, opportune, big, obvious, beneficial. And all we have to do is just kind of show up to it, like bask in it. That's sort of the energy of the Sun. And it is Leo energy. We have the first, I think it's 19 or 20 days is still Leo season. So expect this to maybe even show up early in the month of August and kind of power us through, or energize us through the rest of the month. This could be very positive and lovely opportunities for you, Cancer, but you have to be sort of willing to shift and take them. That's sort of that Two of Pentacles energy up top. It feels like, I don't know why, but I get this feeling like you guys are releasing yourself from something, not in an effort to get to that Sun, but because the release is taking place, the Sun shows you or shines a new path, offers you this new thing. I don't know. That's how to describe it. The next card is the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles can be a bit of a stodgy energy. Pentacles is not necessarily a bad thing. Fours usually are about stability. This can be about being a little bit stingy, or things maybe feeling a bit meager. But with the Sun on the opposite side, the Sun to me is so opulent, right? And then we look at that Two of Pentacles up in the top, and it makes me wonder how many of my, if there might be some Cancerians that are out there having some money troubles right now. I wouldn't be surprised. And what I mean by that is it doesn't necessarily mean that these money troubles, if you are experiencing them, are going to be permanent. And they're not even really, I'll be honest, with that Four of Pentacles, I don't even think they're as bad as they may be perceived by you, Cancer. Because that Two of Pentacles, I still think that whole relationship to the spirit, and then how that affects our physical world, is that Two of Pentacles meaning there. But there's also that balance of trying to create more or maintain more material in the physical world. That sort of also represents with the Two of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles could indicate maybe situations around us where we're feeling like we're not having enough, receiving enough. There may not be enough resources for us, like physical, actual money or resources, that it could feel like things are tighter or lacking, but they don't feel, when I look at that Four of Pentacles, I get the distinct impression that that the tightness or the lacking is not as bad as you have it made out to be. Part of that is the sun being on the other side. Like part of that is like, yes, there's a shift. There's this thing that I feel like Cancer with that Six of Swords moving away to calmer waters. It's like we're moving away from something and we're moving towards something better. But it's almost like Cancer wants to have it all. There's such ease in the Six of Swords and ease in the Star that those two Pentacle cards kind of present this little bit of a, not a struggle, but maybe a patience, some work involved that we may have to do, a slowing down in a way that Cancer could misperceive as being, it's not working. This is more work than it's worth, kind of thing. And I think that that's also sort of there to not challenge us, but enable us to be able to pursue the sun or to pursue the new opportunities and not allow that limit or lack or those sort of constraints that may be around us potentially financially or materially in some way to totally indicate the reality of our situation. I hope that makes sense. That's the best way I can describe it, because I feel like that sun wants to give us all sorts of new things and new opportunities, but we're not always able to see them because we might be looking at like maybe our financial situation and going, oh, I'd really love to go to Bermuda, but I can't because I can't afford it. But it's like the sun is saying, go to Bermuda. So I'm not saying like go buy a plane ticket, Cancer, but I am saying there is this kind of, and then again, we have this, I am perceptive, like, so we need to trust our intuition around things. Are we looking at things from a more physical level, or are we looking at things from a more spiritual, abundant level, which would be that sun card on the opposite side of us? Both of these outside influences aren't necessarily bad cards per se. It just feels to me that the Four of Pentacles might be a little bit limiting our situation. Maybe our work hours are cut, or you know what I mean? So there's this kind of feeling like we don't necessarily have everything that we need to be able to truly enjoy. And I think that might not be true, really. And that's the Two of Pentacles too. The balancing the act that happens in the Two of Pentacles is, okay, how do we not manipulate, but like, how do we even this all out so that we can enjoy the gifts that are being given to us and really see them for what they are? All right, the next card is the potential outcomes. This card tells me sort of where things will end up for the majority of the Cancers, barring that nothing major changes. This card is not set in stone, so we can use it, if it's a negative card, we can use it as a warning to make choices and changes through free will in our life to affect the outcome, so it does not come to pass. But if it's a good card, we can take heart in the fact that we're naturally heading towards it, okay? So I'll take it. All right, so we've got the Ace of Cups. So this is water energy. This is abundance. This is an overflow of emotional energy in a very good and positive and pure way. This is about trusting ourselves and understanding. This is about, to me personally, I feel like this is about trusting that sun energy, not necessarily getting caught up in where we're limited. Yes, we have limitations. Yes, the Four of Pentacles is there. Yes, we can honor those or like acknowledge those limitations, but we don't have to let them lead. Right? We don't have to let them sort of be our 100% truth and reality just because they're material, they're Pentacles energy, right? Because I am perceptive. My intuition is powerful. When I am unsure, my intuition is sure. To me, that's the sort of like moving towards that sun, that bigger picture, broader view, more energized and inspired idea of thought or positivity, and letting that in. As we let that in and as we pursue that, regardless of whatever our situation may appear to be at the time or throughout August, we open ourselves up to the sort of floodgates of the opportunity of the Ace of Cups at the end of the month. The Ace of Cups always indicates new beginnings, or, any of the aces indicate new beginnings. So there's new opportunities that will be coming to us in September. Probably by the end of August, we'll be feeling those opportunities or be able to see them. We should feel emotionally right in line with them. That would be the Cups aspect of that card. There should be a sense of like sort of completion, acceptance, enjoyment, love even, and the ace being card number 1, it's like love of self. Really placing, like Cancer, really placing Cancer's joy right up at the forefront. Anything that we're struggling with or maybe challenged by in that 4 of Pentacles, or even in the adjustment that the 2 of Pentacles may present to us, or that our spirit is trying to teach us about, that balance is sort of achieved certainly in that Ace of Cups, and like all things sort of pour forth from there again, right? All things like sort of emotionally we feel good about what's going on in our life and what we have available to us and what we're able to provide to ourselves. And that is a beautiful and powerful place to be. So that is your Cancer reading for the month of August. It should be a beautiful month for you guys. Don't let, whatever limitations are in play in our lives. And then that's the thing with that 4 of Pentacles. It feels like it's very normal limitations that we all experience, that we don't need to be, don't let them lead. Don't let them be your full focus. Open your focus up. Open up the floodgates to that Ace of Cups by month's end. It should be beautiful. All right. Thank you so much, you guys. Enjoy your August. Please join me every day on the channel for the All Signs daily forecast. Subscribe to the channel. Share this video out with other Cancerian friends you may have. Share it in groups where you belong or where you go. If you go to any astrology groups on Facebook, or share it on your Instagram. I don't care. Help me get the word out there, please. And subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate all of that. Leave questions and comments. And I look forward to seeing you guys next month. Have a wonderful month, Cancer. It should be beautiful. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.